Welcome to this new series of videos on the CADAC Financial Form. My name is David, and in this video, we will cover how to complete the financial form online. After watching this video, you will be able to navigate and complete the financial form online. Before starting on this task, you should have a user account and have access to at least one organization. If you do not have access to CADAC, please refer to the first series of videos and other training material available on the cadac.ca training page. Now let's go over the key items that will be covered in this video. When applying for or receiving core funding, arts organizations must complete their financial forms. This video will help make sense of this process. The key items that we will cover in this video are how to access financial forms, understanding the financial form structure, how to complete the financial form online directly in CADAC, accessing the financial form submission history, and how to view and understand the various financial form statuses. Let's start by navigating to the financial forms. To navigate to the financial and statistical forms page, from the home page, click on Organizations in the top menu. On the Organizations page, open the Actions drop-down menu for your organization and click on Financial and Statistical Forms. You will be redirected to the Financial and Statistical Forms page. On this page, you can view or edit existing forms by clicking on the Edit or View buttons. To complete a form for a new fiscal year, click on the New button. Before completing the form, let's take a quick look at the structure. There are four main sections in the form: the revenues, the expenses, the surplus or deficit, and the statement of financial position or balance sheet. In the revenues, there are 5 subsections: the earned revenue, which includes artistic and production revenues, different fees, sales, etc. The investment income, which includes revenues and interests from investments. The private sector revenue, which includes individual and corporate donations, foundation grants and donations, fundraising revenue, etc. Public sector revenues, which include grants and donations from federal, provincial, and municipal entities. And other revenues, which include contributions from parent or stabilization organizations, and amortization and gains on capital assets. In the expenses, there are also 5 subsections: artistic expenses, which include exhibition, production, technical, programming, and services; the facility operating expenses; the marketing and communication expenses; the fundraising expenses; and finally, the administrative expenses. In the surplus and deficit section, you will see the total revenues and expenses, along with the yearly and accumulated surplus or deficit. In this section, you can also add other adjustments, such as taxes, dividends, interfund transfers, and prior year adjustments. The last section is the Statement of Financial Position, which is also called the balance sheet. This section includes the assets, liabilities, and net assets. Now keep in mind that the balance sheet works as a mathematical equation. Assets minus liabilities equal net assets. If the equation is off, the form will not let you submit. Throughout the whole form, you can add notes to any line to give more information about the entry. For example, if multiple grants are entered on the same line, I can add a note to give a breakdown of each amount. To add a comment, simply click on the blue envelope for the appropriate line. You can adjust the size of the box using the bottom right corner, and you can enter up to 500 characters. When you are done, click on Save. When you are done working on the form, you can scroll down and either click on Save to create a draft to come back to. Note that drafts are only visible by your organization, or you can click on Submit to submit the form. You can always come back and make changes until the form is locked. Each submission overwrites the previous one. If you have an error in the form, the system will let you know. You can then make the corrections and resubmit. For example, if I incorrectly recorded the balance sheet and tried to submit, I get an error message letting me know that line 6275 and line 6345 must contain the same amounts. I would click OK. And I can see that I have $10,000 in assets, nothing in liabilities, and nothing in net assets. So I would need to either adjust my liabilities or my net assets here. Since I don't have any liabilities, I would enter the same amount for the net assets, which would make things balance. And if I try to submit again, it's successfully submitted this time. To view the submission history, scroll down to the bottom of the page and click on Revision. On this page, you will be able to see every submission with the timestamp and the name of the person who made the submission. Lines that went up in value will be in green, and lines that went down in value will be in red. Now let's go over the various statuses of the form. The financial form can have one of 7 statuses. A new form indicates that an arts organization has not yet started working on completing that year's form. A draft status means that the arts organization has started working on a form and has saved it, but has not yet submitted the form. CADAC staff and funders cannot see drafts. Once an organization has submitted their financial forms and attached their financial statements, this begins the reconciliation process. While the CADAC analyst is completing the review, they will change the status to under review. In this state, the form cannot be edited by the organization. If the CADAC analyst identifies corrections or has questions about some of the entries, they will put the form status to revise. The corrections and questions will be added directly in CADAC, and a notification will be sent to the arts organization. For more details on the reconciliation process, you can watch the How to Respond to Reconciliation Corrections training video. Once an arts organization has revised and addressed the feedback provided by CADAC and has submitted their form for review, the status will change to resubmitted. Finally, once the financial form has been approved by CADAC, the status will show as locked. No further edits can be made to the form. Congratulations, you now understand how to navigate and complete the financial form online. Make sure to watch our other videos on completing the financial form using the Excel document, attaching your financial statements, and responding to reconciliation corrections. You can find these training videos and more on the cadac.ca training page.